Cipollino is a magical, family-friendly ballet that brings a beloved story of friendship, courage, and adventure to life through dance. Audiences can expect colorful costumes, imaginative staging, uplifting music, and captivating choreography designed to entertain all ages. The event is scheduled for June 6th and June 7th at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts with dancers from Valentina's School of Ballet. Joining us now on the Splash Live to tell us more about the performance is Lena Morrison, the studio manager for Valentina's School of Ballet. Lena, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Of course, this seems like such a fun event coming to the Berman in just a few weeks. For those unfamiliar with Cipollino, what is the story about and what makes it such a special ballet for families?
So Chipollino is basically an onion, and it's about justice for the onion. He realizes he comes into a community of fruits and vegetables, and it's a little bit of a rich poor situation. The evil Prince Lemon, and yeah, he just fights for the little guy, and so it's a fun story.
Awesome. Seems like a story a lot of people can get behind, a lot of people can maybe relate to or really get immersed in when they watch this production. What inspired your organization to bring this magical production to the stage this year?
So Miss Valentina is originally from Ukraine. And in that region, this is an actual very famous, they're all familiar with it. It was originally an Italian story, but at the time Soviet, and over the years, they've actually grown to love the story. So just as a child in America knows Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, this is a very famous childhood story for them. So this is something we're kind of passing culturally on as well to the community.
Interesting. Showcasing this to a different side of the world that's never heard this story before. That's very, very interesting. And how exciting is it to perform at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts?
So we actually have history. We've been with the Berman now for over 5 years. We actually, every year, we also participate we do the Nutcracker in December at the Berman. So we go there twice a year. We see them in December, and then we come back for a spring show. And our spring show changes each year, and then we also do a recital. The Berman Theater is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous theater. I saw it for the first time myself this year. You walk in, just beautiful windows, places to sit. The theater itself, very large, inviting, and the stage is in great shape, and they are amazing staff there to work with. So it's just been a pleasure to get to know everyone at that theater and get to revisit them year in, year out.
That's right. A lot of fun events that take place at the Berman Center all year long. So you are in great company. And I'd imagine that a performance like this, it really means a lot to the dancers and the creative team that really put their heart and soul into a performance like this. What does performing at a venue like this mean for them?
I think any chance a dancer gets to perform, we work so hard to take class, and that is the work to perform. I mean, we do that to do the fun part, right? So basically, finish our Nutcracker in December, and then we start right away in January rehearsing for this. So these dancers do an audition local in our studio. We do our casting because there's many roles throughout. We have big veggies, little veggies, fruits, vegetables. You should see our class schedule. And for the past 6 months, they just work so hard. And we have all age groups, all the way from 4 years old to 18. And so we kind of start individually with rehearsals. And then as we get closer to show, we start bringing the groups closer and closer together. And then we start doing full show runs until we bring it to theater.
Wonderful. Casting such a wide net and implementing so many people from throughout the community. A lot of young dancers all getting to perform on this stage. Now, Lena, I would imagine with a show like this, the visual aspect is certainly going to be something people are going to look out for. What can audiences expect from the costumes, the choreography, and the overall visual experience of the show?
So choreography-wise, we're actually very close to the Bolshoi's version. And as far as costumes, it's a very bright, shiny ballet, very eye candy. Miss Valentina herself is so talented and actually has made all the costumes. So she sews tutus, she does adjustments, she does all of that and has her own costume shop. So we're actually in the fitting stage right now. And when we bring all these costumes and set pieces to life, it is just wonderful. We have our own backdrops and props and everything.
For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Lena Morrison, the studio manager for Valentina School of Ballet, who are going to be performing at the Berman Center for the Performing Arts on June 6th and June 7th with their performance of Cipollino. Now, Lena, how do productions like Cipollino help to introduce young audiences to ballet and the performing arts?
Well, I think that's why Miss Valentina loves Cipollino itself. Is very has some humor in it, and it's very inviting for little ones. Another thing we're personally doing is we're offering a 50% off to bring children to the show, because we want to just introduce not just Cipollino, the story, but dance and the art form itself to as many little ones as we can. We do, like in the summer, we actually have a future ballerina intensive, and we try to bring, ballet to as many people and introduce it to them as we can.
That's amazing, and that's so great that you're really wanting to showcase these art opportunities everywhere throughout Greater West Bloomfield, especially for those kids looking for a way to get involved and looking for something that inspires them to continue down this path. And going into that a little bit more, how does this performance really help showcase the arts and cultural opportunities that are available all throughout Greater West Bloomfield?
I think just ballet in itself is the art form that we're introducing. It is just so much art. There's so much art, discipline, hard work. There's dance isn't a sport, but you should see what it takes to get to the ability level that you're seeing on that stage. Our dancers are working 4 to 6 hours, some days, and they just put everything they can and they love it. And the rehearsal is just as rewarding as the performance, and they have just such a great time with it. And I think just bringing it to the Berman, which is such a wonderful big venue, and they do great with ticket sales and getting the word out and things like that. And we just want to, as many people, and have it to be as inviting as possible, to have as many people come see it, because they work so hard. We're so proud of everything everyone's done, and our teachers included.
Of course, we want to see so many people from throughout the community stopping by this incredible performance and seeing it firsthand. Lena, I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. What message or feeling do you hope audiences take away after seeing the performance of Cipollino?
I hope they had fun. The point of this ballet is just fun. It's silly at times. It's, there's your glamorous ballets, your Swan Lakes, and this is just a fun fairy tale that's being brought to life through ballet. I think in our culture in America, we're so used to reading or, seeing it visually on a TV, but to see it through an art form of dance where nobody's talking, they're expressing it through movement, is something really special. So I think the message is just have fun and enjoy it in a different way.
I love that. Enjoy this performance, see it firsthand, and really feel everything that you see on stage. That's what I want everybody to take away when they come to see this performance. Lena, where can people go to gain a little bit more information about what Valentina School has to offer, maybe some other opportunities, and what else we can expect from you guys throughout the year?
So our website offers everything, bsbballetschool.com. You can get access to the tickets on there. You can get access to our school, our programs. Miss Valentina herself has trained dancers to the professional level. I danced professionally. I was one of her first students. My sister, who was in Miami City Ballet, was trained by Miss Valentina. She has such a huge repertoire of just amazing dancers that she's produced, and you can kind of see all that on the website. Yearly, we do our summer intensives, and we kind of, try to introduce ballet to people that haven't had a lot of experience or aren't ready to commit for a full year yet. So our summer kind of offers that great opportunity, as well as opportunity for dancers that train in all aspects to come just do a more ballet focused summer intensive. And then in the fall, we start our new program and all of our Nutcracker rehearsals, and we get ready for that. And that is pretty much our, we run similar to the school year. So our 2026 kind of will look like that.
All right. Sounds like a lot of great opportunities for young dancers to have throughout the community. And I hope we see a lot of people stopping by and learning the arts themselves. Lena, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Anytime. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be able to have this opportunity.